Okay, so now when you get here, you're gonna see everything that you have. So remember, right click, it's gonna rotate it if you hold down the right click. If you hold down the control and the left mouse, it's gonna move it left and right. And usually when I'm designing, I have one hand on the keyboard, one hand on my mouse. Okay, if you scroll it, and then you can do it here as well, but it's just a little bit harder if you do not have a mouse. And then to go back to your isometric, the original view, just click on the little box right here and click isometric. Okay, and then that puts that. So when you're designing, you choose the plane that you want, the view that you want to look at. So I like looking at from the top, looking down. So I'm going to pick the top view here, just so you can kind of see I highlight it. And I'm going to say I'm going to work from my top view. Okay, and you right click out, it's going to take you right out here. Okay, here are my parts. So I have to make 6 parts here. So my first part is a 1 by 1 by 2 block. Okay, so I'm going to sketch it first. So I'm going to go to sketch. And I have to select a sketch plane. So the plane I'm using is from the top. So I'm going to click on that, and it has to show top plane here. Okay. So then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a 1 by 1 square rectangle. I'm gonna do, I like center, a corner. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do center. So then here I'm gonna do it over. Let's try over here. Okay, let's make it down here. It needs to be 1 by 1, and it's okay if it's not, because you're gonna have to dimension it anyway. Okay, so I need a 1 by 1. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. So if it's blue, it means it hasn't been dimensioned. So I'm going to go up to my dimension tool. Where is it at? Is it? Yep, it should. If you highlight over it, it tells you dimension. I'm going to dimension this. I want this right here. So I'm going to click on it, drag it out. This is going to be 1 inch. Okay. And then this right here, it's going to be another inch. And then I'm going to scroll it out. Oh, this is going to be 1 by 1. So once it's okay, so I actually deleted that. So let me show you how to redimension it. So you click from the top to the bottom, and then that should let you dimension it. Did I here? Let me click that. Dimension it from the top to the bottom here, and then you'll be able to lock it in. So that should be 1 inch. And then from the left, I think to the right, yep, and then that should be another 1 inch. Okay, okay. So then now, I want reduce running performance. Okay, okay. So then now what I want to do is I want to extrude it going up, so it needs to go up 2 inches. So I'm gonna hit check. And then I'm gonna go extruded. So extrude is Shift E. That's the shortcut. So I'm gonna take this right here, and I'm gonna extrude it going up the depth. I want it to go 2 inches. Okay, let's do 2 inches. Okay. Okay, now remember you can't see it because you're looking down at it, and it's gonna be a square. So what I have to do is I'm gonna put it back in isometric view and see where I'm at. So isometric view, and then there is my first block right here. I have my first part. If you scroll it up and down, and that we'll call that part 1, right? That's the first part. Okay, I'm going to go back to isometric view, and then that's my first part. And so now I'm going to hit, and you can extrude it in the opposite direction too, as well. As you can see, it just goes down on the plane. So whichever direction you want, you have it, and we're going to work more on that later and all the other functions. So I'm going to click check. Okay, so for my second part, it looks a little bit skinnier than that. It looks about like it's about a third of it. So I'm supposed to use the first shape to estimate what the other shapes are, and in respect to that, so it looks like it's a little bit skinnier. It's probably 1 by maybe like 1/4 by 2 as well. So I'm gonna still work from my top plane. I really like the top plane. I'm gonna do a new sketch. Okay, so the new sketch, I'm gonna sketch it on the same plane, the top plane here as well. And then I'm going to hit, I'm going to sketch a rectangle. Let's do a corner rectangle. I haven't tried this one yet, so I'm going to do it like maybe right here. Oh, okay, so I kind of like that better. So that's what it kind of looks like. Maybe it's like 0.3, and I know it's smaller. And I'm going to dimension it to make sure that it's right. So I can click this right here and then dimension it, right? And then that, I believe I said was 0.3. And then I want to move it out so I can kind of see it. I know it's kind of small for us to kind of hover over it. Okay, there it is. Okay, and then I want to call this from here to here. I think I want it to be, about, let's see, dimension it from here to here. This is going to be about 1 inch. So you're going to hit enter. Okay, so then I have 1 by 3. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude it upwards. It looks a little bit shorter than the first part, but I'm still going to make it about 2 inches. So I'm going to extrude. I'm going to take this right here, give it a second. Okay, I'm going to extrude this part, and it should show up on the left part. This is the second part, so I'm going to extrude it. Why is this not working? Oh, there it is. Okay, so extruded, it's going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be 2. I'm just going to make it the same height as that. So this is going to be about 2 inches. And I'm going to hit check. Okay. Let's hope that works. So I'm going to go to isometric. Oh, nope, it didn't work. Let's see why. It could take it a while, so let me double click. Oh, okay, I didn't select the face and then extrude. Oh no, I don't want another extrude. That's okay. Let me delete this part. Oh, there's the extrude too. Check that. Let me delete this extrude. Okay, I just went ahead and deleted both of them. I'm going to try it again, and that's okay. So I'm going to hit the extrude button, and that would be the second extrude. And then, let's see, why isn't it showing up? I think, okay, there you go. And then now I'm going to have it, so faces sketch extrude. I'm going to extrude this. Okay, so face of sketch 2. And I'm going to make it about 2 inches, and then I'm going to hit enter, and let's see if that works. And if you see in the parts right here, you should have part 1 and part 2. So almost there. And then let's see what it looks like, and I have my left and my right. Okay. Isometric again. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the top. So I have my second part. My third part looks like it's a little bit taller than the first part, but it looks like it's the same dimension on the bottom, so I'm going to stick with the same dimension. So I'm going to do another sketch. I'm going to just do it from the top view. It's kind of slow. Okay, I'm going to do it from the top plane. Okay, and then I'm going to make a box. I'm going to do, I really like the corner rectangle, so I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to make it the same as that, whatever it is. And I'm going to go to dimension. So I want to dimension this to be like almost the same. So let's do this 0.3. And then left to right, I'm going to do it about 1 inch to make it kind of the same. And then I'm going to be done with that. And then I'm going to extrude it up. So take this and then click that going all the way up, extrude 3. It looks taller by maybe 1.5 inches, 2. Yeah, I'm going to say it's about 3 inches. And then hit enter. Okay, now let's see what it looks like. Go to isometric right here. And yeah, it looks a little bit taller. Okay. So then I'm going to go, and I should have my third part. So part 1, part 2, part 3, and you can rename these to different parts, but you don't have to worry. If you highlight over it, you can see which part it is. So I'm going to do another sketch. This one is a cylinder, so it looks like it has a radius or a diameter of 1. So I'm going to do a new sketch. I'm going to select this plane, top plane, and I'm going to do a circle. I'm going to do a center circle, and I'm just going to make it like right here, and I'm going to make this center. Let's see, from here to here. Yep, from here to here. I'm gonna make it, and a little circle with the little line through it. That's the diameter. Okay, with the circle line. So this is a diameter of 1 right here. So from here, I'm going to extrude it up. So take my extrude, take this shape. Oops, take the shape, extrude it up. Okay, so then now I'm going to have this is going to be, I think it's a little bit shorter than part 3, so I'm going to make it about 2 inches, and then I'm going to hit check. Okay, let's see how that looks. So if I go over on this one, my mouse is not working. Okay, I'm going to go here, isometric. Okay, and then I got my block. Okay, great. So top view again, and then my cylinder, my half cylinder circle. So this, I'm going to kind of do the same thing. So I'm going to sketch. So I'm at my part 4, and then sketch this plane. Okay, select top plane, and then I'm going to do my circle. Let's see, what about this one? 3-point arc. I'm actually going to do a 3-point arc. You can make a circle and then cut it through. It's just kind of up to you. What you want. Actually, I'm just going to do a circle. I'm going to show you guys this. Okay, so I'm going to do circle here. I'm going to make it the same size as the 3 here, and then I'm going to make this dimension this to be, I think 1 because it looks the same. Yeah, 1. Okay, so then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude it so it looks like it's going up. Let's see, maybe you guys can do this a little bit better than me, but this is how I would do it. And then I'm going to extrude it going upward, and I'm going to make this about just 1 inch. Okay, but that doesn't look like it because it's only half of that. So here, so you can see that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it so it's gonna be I'm gonna cut this through. So I'm going to do a sketch on top of this plane right here. Okay, this is my sketch plane. I'm gonna hit enter, and maybe you guys have a better way of doing this. And then I'm going to, this is my sketch plane, and I'm going to sketch a line. Let's see, I'm going to sketch a line on here in half. Literally cut it in half from here to here. And then I want to make sure, and then see this line over here, I'm going to exit out. And then I want to make sure it's, let's see, I want to make sure that it's the same distance. The midpoint. Let's see, make sure it goes through the midpoint. Okay, so I'm going to actually create a midpoint of the circle. So I'm going to go up to point here. I'm going to go over the shape, and it should highlight to let you see what's the midpoint. So you're going to put a point here, so it kind of guides you through the midpoint. And then you want to create the line through the midpoint. And then as you can see, it gives you this little line right here. You're going to exit it out. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to extrude it through it the opposite direction to cut it from that side. So you're going to hit the extrude button, and then I'm going to select, give me 1 second, you're going to select this plane right here. Let's hope this, give it a second. Okay, so then you have that, and then I want it to go the opposite direction. So let's see if that works. this way. Let's see, remove. So I'm gonna remove this part. Okay, so it took me a little bit to kind of figure it out. So what I'm gonna actually do is show you guys to. We're gonna do a sketch real quick. Sketch. And I'm gonna select a sketch plane. I'm gonna sketch it on top of this cylinder right here. So it's gonna be the face of extrude 5. I'm gonna hit the check mark. And then I want the midpoint of my circle. So I'm going to go back to the sketch. I'm going to double click on it because I want to do it all in the sketch. And then I'm going to create a center of the circle. So I'm going to hover over this, and it'll kind of light up to let me know that this is the center. So what I'm going to create is actually a plane that will cut this so it's only half of a cylinder. So I'm going to go to line, and I'm going to hover over the circle to see where it's at, and you can see that construction line. So I'm actually going to start a little bit outside here. I'm going to go from here to here through the center. Just go out a little bit, down. And what this is going to do is it's going to cut this part out of this the cylinder. So I'm doing subtractive. So I'm going to go this way, and then I'm going to close it up. Okay, and then as you can see, it kind of hangs right here. So I'm going to X this out, escape, and then it doesn't look like it's connected right here. So I'm gonna let me undo this real quick. So I'm gonna get my line and go from here to here, and then you can see that it's together. Okay, and it doesn't matter if it's not rectangular, that's fine. And then now we're gonna hit check mark, and I'm going to extrude this plane so it crosses, so it intersects with the cylinder. I'm gonna go to extrude, and then it's gonna take a while. Okay, so this extrude, I'm going to extrude. I'm gonna highlight this part. I'm gonna highlight the outside part. So I'm gonna extrude all of that. And I'm going to go, I'm going to remove, so this is going to remove it, and then I want it to go, let's say the other way. Okay. So as you can see right here, that plane's completely cut that cylinder in half. It's kind of going through like the sweeping motion of removing that, and I'm going to kind of move it so you guys can kind of see it. I'm going to zoom. There you go. So now it's only a half. So isometric, and then from my top view, so this is what it looks like from my top view. Okay, for my last part, so this is going to be part 6, so it looks like it's about, I'm going to say it's about 2 inches. So I'm going to sketch. Okay, whenever I sketch something, I want to select a plane. So the plane I'm going to use is just the top plane. So this is the plane we use. I'm going to create this shape, and so I'm going to do, try to do another subtractive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the base first by creating the bottom part. I'm going to do a corner rectangle. It looks like it's about 1 by 2. 1 by 2. I think it's 1 by 2. Oops. Okay, let's do corner rectangle. I'm going to do 1 by 2. It kind of looks like it. Okay, so 1 by 2. I'm going to change the dimension here. So this dimension is going to be 1. Let's make this 1. So that's going to be 1 inch. Okay, and then the other way I'm going to go, let's make this 2, just so it's kind of bigger. So it's 2.3 right now. So I'm going to hit 2. So this is a 1 by 2. Okay, and I'm going to extrude it up. Okay, it looks like it's about 1 inch going up. So let's extrude it going upward, and this should be part 6. Okay, so I'm going to go check. Let's see if I did it symmetric. Okay, yep, so I did that. So then now I have that cube here, but I need to cut it out. So in order to cut it out, I'm actually going to go through a different view. So let's go to isometric. I want to look at the front view, so I'm looking straight at it. So I'm going to go to my front view. Let's go from this front view right here. There you go. So from the back. Okay, so I want to deal with this plane right here that I'm going to, so let's do the back view. Yep, so I'm at the back. So then now I can see what this part looks like right here. And there's the front, there's the back, yep. So then now I need to cut this shape out of it. So I'm going to draw on this plane right here. And to do that, I'm going to sketch I'm going to do a new sketch. And I'm going to create, select my plane. Okay, so the plane that I want to sketch on top of is that shape. This plane right here. So I'm going to click this plane. So the face of extrude 7, that's where I'm going to sketch it on. And as you can see, this is a new sketch plane. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to do let's do a 3-point arch. We haven't used that one yet. So to do my 3-point arch, click on indicating starting point, and then so let's try this out. So I'm going to go, so this is the center, right? So let's say go here to, let's see, go here. No, that didn't work. Okay, let's try that again. Click on that, and go here, to here, here, maybe to here. Okay, yeah, that works. Okay, so, oh no, that didn't work. Okay, so I don't want that. So I'm actually undo it. Let's go undo. And this is, so we're going to go to 3-point arch again. I think I'm supposed to go in the middle and then over here, perhaps. And then this is up. Yep, that's what I'm supposed to do. And go up, but I want the center to be right here. So this is kind of what I want. So I actually want this to be my radius to be longer. So I want my radius to be kind of double that. So let's dimension that from here to here. I want it to be, so right now it's not 1, let's say I want it looks like it's pretty far out, so let's say it's 1.5. There you go. Oh, but then it's not in the center. Let's see if I can move that. Okay, so I want to move this to the center. In order to do that, this is how I did it. I'm going to do a point in the center of this. So it's going to, once you hover it, it gives you the center point. Okay, so then you do a center point right on there that's going to show up, and I'm going to create a line from these 2 points. So here's the line from this point to this point. And then from here, as you can see, it's not parallel to each other. I'm going to go to the constraints here. I'm going to go to parallel. And I'm going to make this line parallel to this line right here. And then it should move. So right now, so then now this line is parallel to this line. As you can see, it should work. Okay, so now I'm going to extrude it So let's see if I can extrude it going the opposite way. So let's hope this works. Okay, so I hit the extrude button and then I highlight the left side and the right side of my half circle, and then I'm going to extrude it going the other way. Let's see, does that create a hole in that? Let's see. Let's okay, so alright, so maybe I need to remove it. Let's see, I need to remove it. Yep, so that works. So I hit the remove button and extrude it going the opposite direction, and that creates the hole in here, and then I'm going to go isometric, and there we go. Let's double check that it actually goes to the rotor, and it did. Yay! That looks really good. Let me zoom. Oops, let me go from the top view. Okay, so the top view you don't really see it. Let's go from, there you go. So from that view, you kind of see it going that way. And there you go. There are your 6 shapes, how I would do it.